All right, man. Yo, it feels so good to be back at this. But today, this is the initial episode of Live from the Vault with Todd Simon. I'm so very excited today to have my eldest baby in the building with me, Imani Simon. What up?
You know that intro was kind of lame. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was like, I see where you was going, but it was kind of lame. So I'm gonna just go ahead and take over.
Okay. All right, cool. You do it that way.
What's up, y'all? It's Imani here with you. We got Todd Simon in the building. You feel me? Live from the vault. So today's a special episode because I'm here. Okay. So let's get started. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. So I'm gonna give y'all a quick little rundown. Cool. So we're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna have some good discussion. I'm gonna ask some questions, and later on, if y'all have questions, like, you can hit me up, you can hit him up. Like, we happy to answer y'all questions. So let's go ahead and let's start with like the icebreaker. I ain't gonna go crazy right now. Like, just dive.
Don't set me up, man.
I'm just saying we're not gonna just go diving right into it. Like, we can. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay.
Cool,
so
cool.
This one.
I'm rolling however you go. I'm cool with it.
Okay, so actually we are going to kind of go hard.
All right.
Okay. All right. If you can go back in time and give your younger self one piece of career advice, what would it be?
If I could go back in time and give my younger self a piece of advice, it would be simply to don't allow other people's opinion to distract what you want to do. Right, and I'll explain that a little bit more. A lot of times when we're growing up, friends, family members, environment can play a big part on how you not only see yourself, but how you actually shape your dreams and your goals.
Yeah.
And I think that if I had the opportunity to go back and speak to my younger self, I would say, man, look, you already know you dope, right? You already believe in yourself. You're already a self-starter. Don't allow outside influence and validation from somebody else to give you the ability to push, right? Because sometimes I got distracted with a lot of stuff early on, and I think and at the end of the day, it was great because I'm still where I believe God wants me to be and doing what I want, what He has me to do, operating on purpose, but. That would be the thing. I would say, man, look, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is not going to see your vision. And the time that you take trying to convince somebody else of your dream and your vision, it's too much energy. You should be doubling down and put that into yourself, into self-development, back into your family, and those type of things.
Okay. I like that answer. And really thinking about that, I like that answer a lot because, in psychology, like, we talk about how many aspects raise a child.
Okay.
Like, not just the environment, or it's not just the childhood experiences. It's not just, the things that's passed down. It's all of it.
Right.
And
right.
so when you're talking about, hey, like, get rid of the distractions, pay attention. You're not just talking about, family members that may have said something or, something distracting that way. It's not just friends, but also, engaging in things that is distraction.
Right.
So I really do like that answer because I think that is versatile and it fits every aspect of your life and childhood. So I think that's deep.
Yeah. And then also, just to piggyback before you go to the next question, a lot of times when when people and friends and family give you feedback, it's not even to hurt you or distract you or slow you down. It's like, hey, I love you and I'm looking at your journey from my vantage point.
Right.
But not to even, but that doesn't mean that they're trying to slow you down and hurt you. They just want you to be okay, right? So they're doing their best, the best they can to try to help guide you. Mm-hmm. But sometimes if nobody in your family, right? We're talking about black people. If nobody in your family has been able to achieve what it is that you're trying to do, then they don't even have a reference point to even guide you. Mm-hmm. So they're just, they're saying, hey, I love you, I want to protect you. But sometimes, you don't need that protection. Sometimes you got to jump off the porch, and just know that, hey, I support what you're doing. I may not understand it, I may not like it, but go. And sometimes that's all you need. You know, sometimes you don't need to slow down, think about it, and work this 9 to 5 and retire from there after 30 years or some crap like that. You know what I mean? Not to say anything's wrong with that, but that may not be your journey.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
That make sense?
Yeah, that's
okay.
perfect. That's
cool.
perfect. So you must have some interesting stories from your years in business, just overall. So what's one of the most memorable or funny experiences you've had with a client or with a colleague? You know, in anything that you've done.
Well, like you said, right, my background has been in banking and finance, you know this. Whether it be through working in the bank at Chase in Manhattan, or whether it be through my journey as far as being a mortgage banker. What I will say is I'm gonna all right, so this is how I'm gonna preface it, right? So it's different, right? So it's different doing business in the South versus the North and across other places in the country, right? So what you'll find is that geographical mindset and energy that you get when you're dealing with your people is just funny as hell, right? And so I'm recalling a situation where sometimes you spend so much time and energy in the process trying to convince the person that they're going to win. Like, hey, you're going to get the house. Trust me. Just bring me this document. I don't need you to overthink what I'm asking you. I need bank statements, pay stubs, this, that, and the third.
But that'd be a lot of documents, though.
But I don't need all
That's
this extra
a lot of
stuff.
documents. Like, what is this going to?
Right.
Why do I need to? Who do I need to call?
Right.
Like, I know I'm gonna be that person because I need to know what's going on.
And that's fine. We explain it.
Like,
but I don't need you to introduce something that I did not say. Because then that opens up more stuff for me to ask for. And then it's like, damn, bro, why you asking me for so much? I'm like, you should have just gave me what I asked you for.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Give me the paperwork.
Exactly what I'm saying.
All right.
Like, don't add no new stuff.
But just at the DMV, you get to the DMV.
Okay.
You have the paperwork.
Right.
And then they be like, well, we need X, Y, and Z. But I be like, man, I called y'all on Tuesday.
Right.
I called y'all on Tuesday, asked you what documents I had. I have the documents in there.
Right.
I don't need those documents. Those are outdated.
Yeah.
I just called y'all. And so we have to ask questions.
Yeah.
And that's why I ask questions.
Right.
Simply because of the DMV.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. But back to that same point where you was like, hey, thank you for bringing this, but it's outdated. Same concept. I said last 30 days of pay stubs. I'm talking recent. Don't give me if it's December and you give me pay stubs from October, those not flying, baby. You might not even have that job anymore.
No, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
That's real,
right?
though.
So,
that is real.
But that's what I mean. But I mean, overall, man, it's been such a blessing to be a conduit for my community, man. Just to be honest, like I love being able to help people kind of achieve their dreams, and regardless of the frustration that I may feel in the process, from a vantage point of knowing that, hey, I'm not here to tell my people no. I'm here to say, hey, we either finna make it happen now, or I'm finna give you some steps on how you can get it. It may not be the way you want it, but it is going to be a step that can help you build generational wealth. And so I'm blessed to even be able to do that, right? And be myself doing it, because early in my career, with looking at various mentors and film and studying the industry and things like that, it can kind of make you blend into somebody that you're not. Mm-hmm. And so one thing that was very helpful for me was really bringing myself to the party, right? Mm-hmm. And being unapologetic about who I am, how I laugh, what I think is funny, how I dress, mm-hmm. how I move, being able to speak multiple languages, because you got to speak, YN sometimes, and you got to be able to speak regular Negro.
What do you know about being a YN?
And then you got to speak corporate. So you got to
speak
speak
and that is three different levels. That's
right.
3 different levels, 3 different languages. three
What do you
different
mean?
postures.
What do you mean? What I know about
What
YN?
do you know about YNs? Who taught you
Well,
that?
I'm a girl that I got. It's you, Morgan, and Peyton. It's 3 of y'all. So
Yeah, somebody said something.
Peyton said something. She texted me like, "Yo, I'm at this party. These YNs wild," and I was like,
Oh,
"Okay, then what
snap.
does YN mean?" That was about
That's wild.
about 2 months ago. I was
So
like,
you been here?
Yeah, about 2 months ago
Okay.
when it started coming, kind of popping up.
I ain't
I'm
know
like,
that.
what that mean?
I got you off track though.
Yeah, that's
But-
fine.
But
That's
yeah,
fine.
back to the community.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying, like, coming from Greenview, right? Coming from the Met, born and raised in Greenview, raised, going through middle school, high school, all that on the river, right? Going to Columbia High, graduated from Columbia High. It is just the thing of, sometimes we just have a poverty mindset, like a lack, scarcity type of mindset where we just don't feel like we can accomplish something that's major, right? So instead of pressing past and taking the lesson and learn and say, okay, I'm going to do something that's different, we may get enough nerve to try, and maybe we walk into our bank or maybe we have a conversation with somebody that says, well, I don't think you're ready, or they give you some type of language that then is defeating, and you may not ever try again. And that's the thing that, that speaks so loudly with me when I think about what it is that I do in helping my community, is just that, you can accomplish it, right? You can build generational wealth, right? You don't always have to rent. You can buy the building that you rent your office space in. You can own a house and own an office building. You can invest in real estate. You can own a hotel. You can own a strip mall. You can, is what I try to just press down. It's not about, the minimum score, how I need to do it. Like, let's stop shooting for the damn floor, and let's shoot for excellence. And that's all I stand for. So, and seeing that, in my community, a lot of times we just haven't had people that are going to actually speak the truth. There are some, but my purpose and my goal is to speak truth to power and help my people get access to capital and understand that we can own, and we can build a real estate portfolio that we can then leave to our children and our children's children, and we can actually build generational wealth, man. So that's what's important to me at the end of the day, and especially with you, absorbing all the bumps and bruises early, throughout this journey.
But I mean, that's a dope answer.
Yeah.
And I want to say, like, I'm definitely proud of you for sure, like, of just like the different things that you've accomplished despite of, you know what I'm saying? And God has definitely shown a lot of favor in your life, and so you look nothing like what you've been through and the things that you've seen, and so just to be able to carry on and do things that people didn't think you was able to do is different. And so, I not only applaud you, but I applaud, your generation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've talked to, y'all's parents' age, and we've had like conversations about, generational differences, and because they'll come and they'll be like, they feel like, my generation, we lazy, we don't want to work, we entitled, what else? Ungrateful.
Right.
They got it all for us.
Right.
But what I heard about them was that, they kind of was on some head down, like, everybody shut up. Like,
Right.
It is what I say it is, and you low-key wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what I heard about y'all for real. So, let's just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I be with them, we be talking, and I'm like, yo, that makes sense, though. Like, I understand, like, why you view it that way. And it's not even like that. And the same with us is, like, y'all think that we just don't want to keep no word. But it's like we don't want to be in places where we're disrespected or we feel uncomfortable. Right. And so, like, the fight that they had and the fight that y'all had told us, like, yeah, I'm not going to deal with that. Word. So you'll be less of a worker than you make me feel like less of a person.
Right.
That was lineage in them.
Right.
They already done shed blood for this. I'm not doing it.
That makes
So
sense.
you're gonna have to step in here with some respect. And if I gotta be broke and do something else and sell scrunchies
Right.
until I got it, like I'm not doing it. And
Yeah.
so, looking at it from that angle, it's like, well, dang, like
Right.
I do get it.
Right.
So I would say, like, I'm definitely proud of y'all generation, though,
Right.
for sure, because y'all generation went through a lot, and y'all as parents have really tried y'all best, and y'all put everything that y'all learned in the lessons from y'all parents, took all the good, took all the bad, and remixed it to make who we are and the parents that y'all are. So just to pour back into your community, pour back into your children, like, it's definitely beautiful, man. So.
I appreciate that, man. I mean, one of the things too that is dope is, I don't know, I'm trying not to get emotional while I'm saying it, but like, I think about, when you first came home, you was little, and how I used to have you in the wagon, right? You was in the red wagon, and then how we was pulling the wagon around the whole hood. You would be waving at people like you was already practicing your Miss America wave to the whole neighborhood. Like, you know what I mean? And so, to see, you and your sisters, man, particularly you being president of AKA, 2 different campuses, getting ready to graduate from college this year, following your dreams fearlessly with saying, hey, I want to play ball, and that's going to take me out of state to do it, to have enough courage to say, I'm going to go away from my whole support system. Of course, your Uncle Ron was there, but it's different, right? I'm going to go 6 hours away, and I'm going to follow my dream, and, whatever bumps and bruises that come out of that, is what's going to come out of it. However, I'm going after it. And so, when you say what we sacrificed and what we took from our parents and our elder generation to kind of create this blueprint for you, the sacrifices that it's beautiful to see it, because it's not in vain, right? To see you guys have a foundation in God, to see you have a relationship with God, but also one where you're unapologetically being yourself, and you're unapologetically following your dreams and goals, and you ain't letting nothing stop you, or letting nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. Like, I applaud you, I applaud your generation. But I'm so super proud, man, as your father, to see that journey, man. And I know it's only the beginning. We're talking about what 2025 is gonna bring, and I'm excited, for what's gonna happen with us, man. So word.
But yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Just thanking God to always be in alignment, man. So
Word.
So let's talk a little bit about your journey in, real estate. And so I know you just got, and passed your exams on all of your, for real estate.
Right.
So can you tell us about that experience while you also are a broker?
Right.
And so doing something like that is kind of new, like that's not traditional. And so like kind of walk us through like what your thought process was, and how you feel about accomplishing that and adding that to your list of accomplishments.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So, the funny thing is, when you were about 1 years old, and I went to what was called a real estate school for success. It was on Broad River Road, where Word of God Church is now, right? I went over there, I took the class, sat through it, and wound up not executing enough, right, to actually go through and actually take the exam. I went through the hours, got the certificate, but I didn't take the exam. So to be a real estate agent was something that I had as a goal 20 years ago, right? My journey as far as being a mortgage broker and lender and things of that nature, that came through my interactions at the bank. So at Chase, I was a small business banker. So a lot of my interactions with clients was to help them understand how to leverage real estate in a way to either help their retirement portfolio or either help send their kids to college and things like that, using equity in their properties to do that. And so I would set up, the referral would be set up so well that when I gave it to my mortgage guy, he really didn't have to dig deep because I had it laid out. And so he was a good friend of mine, John Siganella. We sat and we had lunch, and he was like, man, you might want to do this, bro. And so, you know, this is somebody that doesn't look like us, not from our community. He's an Italian, slick back hair guy, drove a Porsche, you know what I mean? And he said that. And so it made me take it seriously. And then from that point, just seeing how certain various groups of people would be treated, right? Some people would get the whole plate laid out to them, and some people would say, well, you're not ready, come back to me when you are. So it wouldn't be the same level of dedication and empathy and time taken to make sure that person is actually getting what they need to succeed. And so I said, okay, all right, I can either sit on the sideline and I can complain, or I can be the change I want to see, right? And so I just took the mantle on to say that first, from a lender perspective, let me be what I don't see happen for, and be the conduit for my community first. Part two was with becoming a real estate agent. It's twofold, because it was one, bucket list is something that I wanted to accomplish, and I believe in, you know, live full and die empty, right? So try everything, do everything, whatever you think of, do it, right? Because we don't know the time or the hour, we don't know how long we're going to be here. So max out, right? And so first thing was accomplishing that bucket list. Second thing is, in the end of 2023, in the 2022, probably in mid 2023, is when they made it available for people that are licensed as lenders to be able to take the test. So that wasn't always an option. They just changed that recently, right? So they just changed that law to where we could do it. And so when that happened, I saw the regulation change, I was like, okay, I'm about to do that. It took a year to do it, still yet, you know what I'm saying? So I accomplished it. And so what we're going to do here with Simon Ray at this point is we just want to be a one-stop shop, right? And so we know that a lot of times the entry point may be through the realtor versus the lender. And so, okay, we just want to bring multiple ways to be able to help our people get involved in real estate. So if that means that, hey, you're more comfortable talking to the agent first, then great. Because we're gonna make sure that you're taken care of the same way, right? But just creating a process to where we can kind of control whatever we can, and we're gonna build a team, right? We're gonna build a team, Simon Ray Realty Group, right? We're gonna build a team of agents, you know, across the country. You're gonna be one of them. Yeah. See, I didn't mean to let that out the bag a little early, right? I let that out too early.
To the name, letting y'all know I'm coming. It's gonna be a problem.
Okay, all right. So right. So you know,
but you did let the cat out of the bag. I was trying to come strong with it, and you know what I'm saying. Like I was gonna have a whole little.
It's all good.
I still got something cooking for you.
I know you. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah,
so just building the team right on the agent side, where it is people that may have wanted to have a career in real estate, maybe didn't think they could do it, or maybe it's like, well, I don't know how the support is going to look. Building something where it's like, okay, I know Todd, right? I know what Todd stands for, and I know he's gonna help me be successful. He's gonna tell me the truth, and he's gonna look at me and who I am as an individual for me to have individual success. So that's what I do as a coach. So we already have our lending team. We're building that, but you know, I'm gonna take the mantle on the real estate agent side and try to build us a nice team between North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. And just build something special, and be able to help people, starting with our own backyard, right? Starting in our area, and then expanding across the country with a lot of relationships and partnerships that we have to help build something special, man. And it just be a one-stop shop where whether you're talking to the lender first or whether you're talking to the agent first, you're going to get a world-class service. You're going to get, you know, follow-up. You're going to feel good, right? You're going to feel great about the experience. When you come into our office, it's gonna feel inviting. It's gonna feel like us. You know, you may have some Earth, Wind, and Fire playing in the background or something, right? You may have some Erykah Badu playing in the background. You're gonna have pictures inside the building that look like Black excellence. So when you walk in, you don't feel tight. You feel like this is a place where I should be coming to do business, and I don't feel like a number or a statistic. I feel like I'm home to buy my home. Oh, that felt good.
Oh, I like that.
That felt good. Okay. All right.
That
Ooh,
was
that
hard.
felt
I
good.
like that.
That felt good, right? Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, that was hard. Okay, but y'all heard that? That was hard. Yeah, that was nice. I like that.
Right.
You should probably get that on a t-shirt.
I think I'm gonna get that on the t-shirt.
Yeah, and then like put the whole team on so everybody got at least one.
Right.
Got that and go tuck into the khakis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On a chill day.
I got the director of our media team, Danny, man, make note of that, like t-shirt. Right. Okay.
Got the phone out.
Yeah. that's the graphic design. He gonna have a dope, acronym and all that set
Got
up
to,
with the whole
yeah.
thing in a second.
Yeah. Can I get mine custom in pink though? Danny, you got that. Alright, cool. But I like that answer. It was a long answer, but I think it was necessary.
Okay.
Just to get the.
Did I answer the question?
Yeah, you
correctly?
answered the question.
Okay. All right.
You answered the question. It was just a long time to get there, but I did understand the mission, and somebody out there need that. So if you needed that, you can rewind that. I know that was good. So we're gonna get to the next question. That was a little long, but that was a really good answer.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Just make sure you keep me on track.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes I take the scenic route. I don't like the shortcut.
For real.
3, 2.
Okay. So, every career has its ups and downs. So, what's one of your biggest challenges you faced in your career, and how did you overcome it?
Oh man, really, the last 2 years have been the most challenging in my career. And that's coming from being a regional manager with Legacy Home Loans, and what our goal was. Me and my partner Nefa, we were kind of running the East Coast for the company at the time. And then a transition just took place, right? Kind of with the company as a whole. And we had put so much, I put so much into that run. To when it was over, I had to sit with that, right? I had to kind of sit and just kind of regroup and just kind of heal, because although we did a whole lot with Legacy Home Loans, with actually bringing transparency and clarity and recognition back to what we were trying to do as a team, to help our people as a whole. When that run was over, it felt like a championship team breaking up, right? And I just had to sit. We had to rebuild, and there was some monetary losses. There was some things happening with policy, as far as the interest rates were really high at the time. Mortgage applications slowed down a whole lot, and in the middle of that, I had took on the project of building this, right?
And COVID.
And it was COVID.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it was a lot of going on with that period of time. So what felt like at the time, what really felt like a major setback, was really God preparing me for today, and peeling away layers of fear, peeling away levels of doubt, peeling away, okay, you've been talking about trying to do these things and be, your own mortgage company and be your own broker and run this team and do it your way. So you just went through training day. Now it's time for you to execute for yourself. And with building, the bank and going through laying flooring and painting and drywall and stuff, it allowed me to actually do some healing personally. With losing my grandma, losing my mother, not necessarily dealing with that, like I said, and just having to say, okay, I gotta sit with that, and God just made me stronger, and just peeled away layers and was like, okay, it's time. But in order for it to be time, I got to take you through this process in order for you to become the person that's about to accept the blessing. And so, when I look at the journey overall, I don't look at it, at this point, I don't look at it as ups and downs. I look at it as opportunities and other opportunities for blessings. You're either going to win, or it's going to be an opportunity for you to learn. And then as long as you're not scared to get back in the game or get back on the horse if you get kicked off, then you'll always get there. And so that's what was probably the most challenging is these past 2 years. you know, and things not happening in the way I wanted to, and realizing that it ain't my timing, but it's God's timing, you know, and then everything will be made perfect in His timing, and just releasing to that. Like, let me just take my, you know, small frame focus out of the way and just completely surrender to your will. And when that happened, then it was like exponential. You know, it was like boom, 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 boom. And even though a lot of things, there were a lot of highlights that a lot of people saw, there was a lot of pain that happened, you know, on the backside of that. But, you know, without having a rainy day, you can't really feel the effect of the sunshine, right? So that's what that was about. Over the past 2 years, it's been kind of rough. But man, it feels good today.
It's a really dope answer, so I appreciate that. And I kind of want to add on to that because I feel like it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's unpopular, but it's uncomfortable. But I feel like grief is a very powerful place for God.
Right.
Yeah. Like, and everything that's happened, like with different surgeries and, you know, losing basketball like that, losing my best friend, you know, my cousin, you know, it's like, grief has been a powerful place. Like when I actually sat with it,
right,
and you know, like you said, like God just made you stronger. Like I feel like that too, where it was just like God has the ability in that grief to take where you are and feeling like your reality is broken, to showing you the reality that He has. Amen. And I feel like that transition from like going from where you see your life going to where He sees your life going is a crazy experience, because it's just stuff that you would have never thought of on your own. Like you just like, me? Like you want me to do that? Like, and so I feel like, you know, losing basketball is like something I truly don't like wish on anybody for real. Like, to like in the way that I did, you know, and so but like what I've gotten out of that, a certain level of peace, a certain level of feminine energy I got back from it, a certain level of, you know, wisdom of, you know, just being aware of my surroundings, you know, time management skills with, you know, trying to be a good friend, you know, be a good person, give back to the community. So like AKA like it's you know, really been able to give that to me like a platform to really serve my community, you know. And so you know, I'm grateful for God's vision for sure, you know, but we do have to sit and grieve the vision that we had. And I think once we understand that, like as a people, like, and I mean not just 1, 2, 3 communities, but all of us, you know, understand that sometimes we really do have to grieve the reality that was to accept the reality that is. Then we'll be able to grieve differently. Yeah. Because grief is still grief. But I think that we'll be able to grieve differently. You know, and come out of it a little bit differently. You know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely. But I did want to say something about that grief because I think it's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's about time.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, I thought you said you was gonna wrap up the like how long your answers was, but it was good. It was good. I'm not tripping, you know, because I kind of gave a long answer too, you know, to combat that, you know. But you know, it was kind of long. But cool, so we're gonna have the last question.
All right, okay? we'll get this down. We got just two more. We'll do two
you
more.
Good with 2?
Yeah,
all right.
Okay. I do better with the answer. Let's go with it.
Okay, this one it shouldn't take too long.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received from a mentor? And a mentor, like, and use that loosely, whether it's like a business mentor, uncles, you know, family members, whoever, like, you know, you refer to.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty simple. I remember when we were living in Pennsylvania, right? I was working in Jersey, and I was working all the time, so I was really missing y'all life, right? Early on, like all your T-ball games and all that, because I was working in Jersey, and
I was killing it.
You were. And I remember driving home one day. I was listening to Hot 97, you know, turn the radio off, and I heard God say, I gave you the ability to follow the desires of your heart. Are you ready to follow the path that I have for you? I was like, nah, I'm tripping. Boom. Drove like 10 more minutes. Turned the music on. Heard it again. Then I called Bishop Eric Warren Davis. Still my spiritual father. And we had a conversation about it. And he said, well, it sounds like, God has a plan. That doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be in the pulpit or anything like that. But although you heard that call, that voice at this second, because you have a family, you got to count the cost before you move. I'm not saying I don't want you here. We got some things for you to do with the youth here. I need you home. However, you have to count the cost. And that right there was probably the biggest piece of advice that I got as a young man that I use all the time, whether it's in business, family, however I move. I've literally from that moment count the cost in how I move, what decisions I make, what I say in the moment, right? And all of that. So that was the biggest piece of advice that I caught. And it didn't necessarily have anything to do with business or anything to do with something personal. It was spiritual advice, which encompasses all of that other stuff, right?
I feel like that's the best level of spiritual advice, is the one that actually relates to what you're going through.
Exactly. So that was a big piece of advice that he gave me. So shout out to the whole Word of God family. Shout out to Pastor Ed Warren Davis.
That was really nice. I like that. And that was some great advice.
Yeah.
And so, looking at the advice that helped shape the person that you are and, your journey, what is some advice that you would give, anybody, whether that's spiritual wise, because you already know you can give spiritual advice and God can unfold that for somebody's whole life.
Right.
Or you can take and do finance and real estate, like any tips for that or any advice on just home ownership, whatever you want to go with, it's open.
Yeah.
But what is something that you want to give my generation that's about to really be buying homes, starting families, graduating college, that type of thing?
The piece of advice that I would give is simple. You can do it.
Unpack that. That's it.
I'm
unpack that. I said short, bro, but like.
Okay, I got you, bro. All right, so listen, you can do whatever it is that you put your mind to, and your definition of success does not mean that that's the previous generation's level of success, or your brother, your sister, your mom's level of success. It's about defining what your level of success is, and being unapologetically and unfearful about accomplishing it, right? And if you don't get the answer that you want when you first try, don't be discouraged. Seek and digest the content that can actually help you get the tools that you need to accomplish it. Because you're going to hit some bumps. You're going to hit some no's. You're going to hit some things, right? There's going to be some things that discourage you and make you feel like you cannot do it. But because you hear that, that means you can. Because if you follow me, because if you weren't on the path to actually get to it, there would be no reason for the enemy to tell you no. Right? There'd be no reason for some distraction to come to tell you that you can't accomplish it, or pull up what happened in your past, or pull up your neighborhood, or pull up your family, or any of that. The only reason that's coming is to make you fearful, right? So that way you'll stop and quit. And as long as you don't quit, you will always get it. It may not be tomorrow, it may not be next week, it may not be next month. But eventually, as long as you keep going and you never quit, you will always accomplish it. So that would be the advice that I would give to my generation and yours. Is that we can do it.
That's good right there, brother. That was good. Yeah, so y'all heard it here. Don't quit. You can do it. So once again, thank you for having me here. It's been an amazing time talking to you. I hope that y'all enjoy. If y'all want me on here more often, all y'all have to do is tell me, and I'm gonna make it happen. Okay, because I know that y'all love me, and I know that y'all want me here, man. Like, I really kind of made the show, even though that he was the one talking. But, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, I'm going to see y'all again. But thank you for allowing me to be here. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
And definitely an honor, man. I'm proud to be a daughter.
Right. I got to say something real quick. Can I say something real quick?
You finna get emotional.
Yeah, I mean, if we signing off,
All right,
signing
right,
off,
right.
I gotta take it there.
Right, you
All
gotta
right?
take it in. That's real.
So, it's well documented. I'm a girl dad, unapologetic. You know how we move. Let me say this to you, as my seed. I am so unbelievably proud of the young woman and queen that you are, and that you are developing to be. Unbelievable, man. We're so proud. You make the whole family proud. You make me and your mother proud. You make your sisters proud. You know, being the oldest is not always easy. And I know that, you know, you had to, you know, catch a lot of the responsibility. I know that not only do your mother and I lean on you, but your sisters lean on you for guidance and things of that nature. But you have really did it with a level of grace that I just didn't understand, you know, because, you know, I'm kind of, you know, only child, must be Yankee. But to see you actually, you know, take that, embrace it, grow from it, and then you're still succeeding and exceeding in everything that you're doing right now. I'm so unbelievably proud of you, man, and I think that 2025 is going to be an amazing year for you. I can't wait to be there and see you graduate from college, and also to see the things that you've overcome as far as, like, you know, with basketball and, you know, those things that you talked about a little earlier in the show. To see you take that bump, pivot, and then excel in some things that you never had the ability and the time to do before. So bringing over various lines with AKA, you know, standing up in excellence, being a leader, speaking on panels all across the country. Man, I couldn't be more proud. And when I look at you, I just laugh because your swag like mine. You see us load up.
I mean,
right? Just put that out
the
there.
Polo Bear limited edition. You
I
feel
see
me?
it,
Yeah.
right. So yeah, man. But I love you. I love your sisters, man. But you know, since you and I are sitting here talking, like, yo, I'm proud of you. I want you to always keep that same energy. You know, we're always here for you, but know that whether you always got somebody that's gonna support you in the background. And you know, I want you to set the world on fire, and don't be afraid to dream big, think big, and execute even bigger. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, I love you, man.
Appreciate
So
you. Love
yeah, so I'm gonna come back with the official sign out. This is live from the vault. Yes, we are in the bank vault of Simon Ray Group. We are in an actual bank vault here in Columbia, South Carolina. This is the introduction of the podcast. We're coming back with various guests. It's been a minute since I've been in this space, so I'm excited about doing it. But the podcast is live from the vault. Todd Simon, Simon Ray Group, Simon Ray Realty Group. We're trying to change the world, and we're about to do it. And we're going to document it, and we're going to speak life to our people at the same time, and we're going to be dope, and we're going to be fresh while we're doing it, and we're going to be relatable while we're doing it. So we want you to tune in, subscribe, follow, share, like, and comment, right? We need feedback from y'all. Comment, share, let us know if we're going on the right path. Let us know if there's a topic that we haven't discussed that we need to, and we'll bring that information back to your people. We'll bring it right back to y'all, and we'll have open dialogue about it. So keep us in your prayers the same way we'll keep you in ours. We're signing out. Todd Simon, live from the vault. Imani Simon, gang.